Good day, wonderful people. I'm so excited to be in front of you again. I am Dr. Precious, reporting for Precious TV. Welcome to my YouTube channel. The last time we were live with you, I spoke about one thing that is more valuable than a university degree. And I made it so clear that you could have a first class and still end up as a non-entity if you don't have this one skill. And I remember giving you a practical example of a young man called Kelvin Ochieng, all the way from Kenya, Eastern Africa, who graduated with a first class in actuarial science, and at the end of the day ended up on the street with no shelter over his head, and he was reduced to a peasant. We featured him in our last story, and this time I have good news. Kelvin has been having a dilemma of actually choosing a job because top brands in his country are willing to give him an offer, and that's so amazing. I'd like you guys to watch this, and when I come back, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 secret steps to maximizing the skill of negotiation. I know you would love to know more about this. See you when I come back.
My name is Kevin Ochieng. This is Madaris Lands in Kosovo.
It was until Sunday evening when Citizen TV highlighted the unfortunate story of Kevin Ochieng that Kenyans of goodwill touched by the story offered to assist.
I successfully got a first class honors.
Among them companies, top managers and CEOs. The first class actuarial science graduate from the University of Nairobi who spoke to Citizen TV on phone confirmed that he had a busy Monday engaging top brands willing to offer him a job opportunity. On Monday alone, Kevin had attended 2 interviews at Jamii Bora Bank and Triple OK Advocates. The elated Kevin also confirming that he's scheduled to appear for similar interviews at Vivo Energy, Naivas Supermarket, UAP, Old Mutual, among other organizations seeking to tap his knowledge. Migori Governor Okoth Obado has also reached out to Kevin seeking to offer him a job opportunity. There are struggling graduate who had almost lost hope after his countless job applications were turned down can in hours stare at an array of job offers, only giving a new perspective of the diluted Kenyan job market. Thousands of unemployed graduates went online to narrate and share their experiences. For instance, Macharia Njanja says on his Twitter account, "I graduated last year, sent over 500 job applications via email, numerous stomaching the city with no success." He also attached his certificates. Balozi Anthony Mukena on his Twitter account narrates a similar experience. He scored 404 marks in his KCPE and an A- in KCSE. Second class honors upper division in international relations and diplomacy, and after 3 years he is still jobless. Their experiences, just to mention but a few, painting a picture of hopelessness among graduates, while questions abound as to how the jobs that initially seemed to be absent now emerge. The Kenya Private Sector Alliance now says it will be offering jobs to top students. The story of Kevin only representing the story of many other Kenyans who, despite graduating with different degrees from Kenyan campuses, end up living a miserable and harsh life. Makori Ongechi, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Welcome back, guys. On behalf of Precious TV, I want to say very big congratulations to Kelvin Ochieng. But I like our African leaders to know that there are over 1,000,001 youths who have graduated with very good grades and they are on the street. Kelvin is just one in 1,000,000 of them in Africa, especially in Nigeria. Nigeria is characterized with so much potentials, and these guys are out there trying to fend for themselves after doing so well in school. I like the policymakers and the government to please do the job they were elected to do so that the young people in the society can have a better life tomorrow. Well, I'll continue from where I stopped. The last time I was with you, I spoke about one thing that is more valuable than a university degree. One thing more valuable than a university degree. And I remember I told you it is called the skill of negotiation. The skill of negotiation. You see, I was just thinking aloud this afternoon, and I thought of something, that your house is next to a bank does not mean you are wealthy. You could have your house next to a bank. That doesn't mean you have all the money in the world. There is that one skill you need to have to understand who you really are. There is that one skill you need to have that will give value to your being a graduate. If you have attended school and you don't have this skill, you are reduced to nothing, because the school will never teach you this thing. The school will never teach you this skill. And that's why it's so important, very vital, and very crucial that you listen to me. If you have not subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, please do so. I'll give you a second to do that. There's a red button down there. Click the red button, and you can also click the bell icon so you can get a notification every time I drop a new video, because this is a time of impact. I am tired of seeing young people deregulated on a daily basis. I'm so eager, I'm so excited about what's about to happen in Africa and the whole world at large. And I know somebody's going to be transformed from this section. Like I said before we went to see the video on Kelvin Ochieng, I said I'll be sharing with you 8 secret steps to maximizing the skill of negotiation. Please recognize there is a book called You Can Negotiate Anything by Herb Cohen. Get that book. It will help you a lot to understand more about the skill of negotiation. It doesn't matter what you've graduated from school with or what kind of degree you possess. If you don't have this skill, you could be reduced to nothing in this 21st century. Secret number one, in order for you to maximize the skill of negotiation, is what I call self-discovery. Self-discovery. You see, I have discovered over time that people know a lot about other people, but they know very little about themselves. They don't take time to discover more about themselves, and this is what has kept the average man on the floor. The same time you put into getting to know stuffs about other people, you need to invest that time in knowing more about yourself. You need to understand and discover yourself. You could call it self-awareness. There are very many people who don't understand themselves. They don't know what they were created to do. They don't understand why they were wired for life. They don't understand what their life is all about. And you see, until you recognize your area of interest, nothing really in life will be interesting to you. You must strive to discover yourself. You see, until you have discovered yourself, you can never become a solution provider. Only those with self-discovery end up as solution providers. What you love doing is a product of how well you have been able to discover yourself. So number one, I would say self-discovery. Take out time to discover who you really are if you want to maximize the skill of negotiation. Number two, information. Go after information, just like the word information. You see, whatever is formed in you is a function of the information that you have accumulated to yourself. Until you have been well informed, nothing forms inside you. So it's important to recognize, if you must succeed in this 21st century, the act of negotiation is important. But for you to have that act of negotiation, for you to have it in you, for you to develop it, you must go after information. I usually tell people, you may not know everything, but you need to know a little bit about everything. It is one thing to gather information, but it is another thing to apply the information you have successfully gathered. The act of applying that information you have gathered is what I call wisdom. You must know something about everything, especially in your area of interest, especially in your area of gifting. If you understand your gift, get information around your gift, it will really help you to become a star in no time. So it's not enough to just do the random course. Oh, I wanted to study architecture, but they gave me English language and I came out of school and didn't know what to do. No, you don't have to keep complaining. Understand your uniqueness, discover yourself, and after discovering yourself, get relevant information in the line of your self-discovery, in the line of the person you really are. And I tell you, it will make you a better person. I have discovered over time that people get paid salary for their job, but they get paid heavy fees for their giftings. If you want to be paid heavily, you want to be paid heavy fees, you must maximize your giftings. You see, information is what brings knowledge. Knowledge, we're told, is power. The appropriate way to apply the power you have received from the knowledge you have is wisdom. Every time you know how to apply that wisdom, you become an influence to people. And once you become an influence, you're already a leader. So it's important you recognize the importance of information. Number 3, self-confidence. You must be confident of yourself. It's important you recognize that no one has two heads. The rich person you see out there is not better than you. When you come across somebody, you need to be bold. I find people time in and time out, you see them come before wealthy people and they're unable to speak. They can't even make simple presentation because of self-devaluation, inferiority complex, low self-esteem. And all these are not necessary if you have self-confidence. You must be confident in yourself. You must recognize that the world is a global village and you're going to take it by storm. You're not ready to give up until you go up. Always look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself the best about you is yet to come. Tell yourself anybody taller than you is too tall. Anybody shorter than you is too short. Anybody fatter than you is too fat. Anybody slimmer than you is too slim. You're just the best of your kind. Is somebody hearing what I'm talking about this beautiful day? Self-confidence is all it takes to get to your place in life. You see, it's only self-confidence that can help you have a healthy mentality of yourself. And it is mentality that defines actuality. So build a healthy self-esteem. Be confident about yourself. Point number 4, become a people person. Become a people person. You see, everything you need in life revolves around people. So you must understand that God will not come down from heaven to put resources in your hand. He won't come down from heaven to speak polite to people, be respectful, be friendly, and above all, be unique. When you're dealing with people, have a unique sense of dealings. You see, you can't relate casually and expect a positive outcome. You don't have a second chance to make a first impression. If you're too casual with people, you end up as a casualty. You must make up your mind intentionally to understand how people are and relate wisely. Understand the law of negotiation. Understand the power of networking. You see, I often tell people a closed mouth is a closed destiny. You must understand how people think, understand how people behave, understand how people act, and hunt after value. Hunt after value. There's something I've discovered over time, that people will always come to you if they derive value from you. So relate with people also based on the value you're getting from them, and make sure you're giving value back to them. And above all, this is so vital and very important. Are you sure you're ready for this? Focus on the positive sides of the people that come across your life. If you want to become a value-adding personality, you want to use the skill of negotiation well, you must focus on the positive side of people that come around you. Refuse to be angry cheaply. Make up your mind to be intentionally unique about how you deal with people. Point number 5, improve your communication skill. Improve your communication skill. You see, when negotiating, always have options. When dealing with people, always have options. Don't just come up with one idea and just stick to it. No. If you must be convincing, then you must be optional. You must learn to give people options so that they can always go with you. You will always have the upper hand when you have options. You can't convince people if your power of communication is poor. If you have a poor power of communication, people will not listen to you. Like I always say, communicate for impact. Don't just communicate because you need to communicate. Communicate with people because you want to create an impact over time. And I tell you, if you have left an impact, people will not forget you. My counsel is think before you speak. When you find yourself around people, do more thinking than speaking. You must know how to translate your value to rewards. Translation of value to rewards. Point number 6, time management. You see, there's something very unique I discovered. I was communicating with one of my very precious friends, Joy, and she said something very crucial and very important. And this girl is one of the young African gurus. She's actually one of the young African entrepreneurs, African influencer. She's an African leader, and she's doing well in her field, all the way in Mauritius. And she said something that is very captivating. She said, you cannot waste time, but rather you can waste your time. You see, time is universal. Time is always there. Time will always be there, but you will not always be there. So every time you waste your time, you're wasting your life. So make up your time not to be a time waster. You can't have a meeting with a client and go late, and then you keep the client you want to invest in you keep him waiting. No, you don't do that. You must recognize that you are a brand. Become time conscious. Don't be a time waster. If you waste your time, you have successfully wasted your life. And then point number 7, I call it integrity and character evaluation. You must consciously evaluate your character. You must consciously evaluate yourself. Integrity is like smoke. You can't hide it for a very long time. If you're talking to a client, get your facts right. If you're talking to your employer, get your facts right. If you don't get your facts right and you think you can negotiate about something and the client gets to find out, you're gone. We're in a global village right now. The world is a global village thanks to the internet. Anything can be discovered overnight. When the person punches it on Google, he gets the answer. So make sure you get your facts right. And that's why I tell people, prepare promptly for every presentation you're about to make, because poor preparation will prevent positive performance. If you prepare poorly, you have a poor performance. But if you prepare well, you have an excellent performance. Be ethical about your lifestyle. Let your words be your bond. And finally, number 8, I call this emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. This is how you manage your emotions when you're talking to people. Recognize that people can get you upset. In the bid to talk to people, in the bid to get to know people more, in the bid to negotiate with people, they could get you upset. But your ability to understand and to intelligently understand people, which I call emotional intelligence, is what makes you successful. Like I've often said, maturity is not a function of age, but a function of emotional stability. You need emotional intelligence to thrive in this 21st century. Your body language matters a lot. You can't negotiate if you lack emotional intelligence. Think about people's feelings before you speak to them. Think about their feelings before you communicate your thoughts to them. It's been fantastic sharing my mental menu with you today. I hope you have been highly impacted. If you have, please give this video a thumbs up. And please remember to share this video. Tell your friend to tell somebody to subscribe, like, and share this video. Until I come your way again in my next episode, I'd like you to stay out of trouble and please say no to racism. Try to be of positive impact to the life of everyone and anyone that cuts across your path. And if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe to this channel and have a beautiful day. I also want to say a very big thank you to my producer, Clinton Fish. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Consider subscribing to my channel. It's free and it's fun. You can join the squad and you won't miss out on any of my future uploads.